It's May 6th. This is the launch of my transcontinental Lewis and Clark Airstream tour. I so wanted to do it here. Jefferson had two homes, Monticello, of course, at Charlottesville, and this was his second home, sometimes called his retirement home. It's really more of a kind of a private retreat. He was besieged with visitors at Monticello, and this allowed him to come and read and think. It's octagonal, it's a spectacular building, and I wanted to start it here because the Lewis and Clark expedition was really born in the brain of Thomas Jefferson, and it was here that he came to think, especially after his retirement from the presidency in 1809. Travis McDonald, who for 34 years was the director of restoration here. This is your baby.
Yeah, well, I kind of think of myself as the conductor. The conductor of a symphony doesn't make the music, but that was my role. I kind of knew what to do, how to do it, but they wouldn't let me touch any tools. It was all about finding Jefferson. We used Jefferson-era hand tools and even Jefferson-era poplar wood from one of the trees from the poplar forest. Did it in front of visitors, making all the interior moldings by hand, just like Jefferson's guys did.
So you published a big book on the University of Virginia Press, extremely impressive history of all this. Now you're working on a second one. What's that all about?
The first one is kind of what all this means in Jefferson's life as an architect and builder. The second book is the restoration story, which is still a Jefferson story, but how we found it, how we restored it, all the great forensic discoveries.
And you're going to have Jefferson letters that accompany images from the house.
Right, there's always a Jefferson letter that talks about some thing we discovered. This is one of the most documented early American houses because Jefferson is stuck in the White House for 2 years when this is being done, and it's not a generic house.
Jefferson's enslaved craftsman, John Hemmings, was in charge of a lot of the work here and did an outstanding job, was literate, sent Jefferson letters. Amazing story in itself, and it kind of contradicts sort of a stereotypical view of slavery. And you said earlier today that 3 of Jefferson's sons by Sally Hemings had important work here.
Right, they were put under their uncle's care early on to learn this high skill of joinery. The carpenters did the rough work, the joiners did the finished work. John Hemmings even writes letters to Jefferson when he's working here alone, but he knows all the parts of Roman architecture and is very literate, and he and Jefferson have a great correspondence when Jefferson stays at Monticello.
I think you also said earlier today that Jefferson was very private about this place. He only invited a couple of people in the long run to come here, and not even James Madison or William Short or any of it, Monroe or his proteges.
No, he only invited 2 foreign friends. Usually came here with 1 servant, and then teenage granddaughters would come with him. But this place was so personal and special, he really didn't want to share it with anybody.
So, and I also think when you tour the place, you realize it's really not made for company.
No, it's all made for a private occasional retreat. It was a special part of his retirement that most people in his time and our time don't know about.
Travis McDonald, it's such a pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting us. I'm so glad I get to park the rig right in front of the great house. My whimsy, his profundity. Thank you. So we're at the end of this incredible day here at Poplar Forest. Everyone here has been absolutely hospitable and generous. We've had a tour of the house by Travis McDonald, who took care of the restoration. You couldn't ask for a better launch of this national journey than to start at Poplar Forest. The trail officially starts at Pittsburgh, but it really needs to be extended to Monticello, Philadelphia, and Poplar Forest. So I'm going to get on the road now, and I will be heading towards Charlottesville, and then Harper's Ferry, and then Philadelphia, and then Pittsburgh, and then down the Ohio until it meets the Mississippi River. So this is Listening to America, and we will see you on the trail.